All right, hello and welcome to another edition of GHB Spotlight. I'm James Lott Jr. I am. And of course, I'm with my man. Next weekend it'll be 10 years we'll be celebrating, so get ready for that celebration. But he is my longest, healthiest male relationship to date, Frank Moran.
Oh man, glad to get that healthiest tag. It was great. Would be great. Be awful.
Some of the other, I'm like, oh, but we're pretty healthy. We don't,
Most dysfunctional.
yeah. Our most delusional relationship. Having fine. So he's here. And of course, we have a crossover event. You guys were excited when I announced it. It was so funny. She's from Edition Day. It's a show that's on. Why is somebody trying to call me right now? It's on after the show on Edition Day. It's their channel. Araceli Avalos. Hola, chica.
Hola. Thank you for having me. My fans get a double dose of me today.
They do. So she's doing the other show, folks. She's still doing another show. We'll be
Oh,
done.
yeah.
Yeah, she's doing another show. She's asked her to join us because I loved her opinions on our roundtable. That roundtable was one of the highest ones we did. So I said, let's bring her on. Let's bring her on to the show and do a little thing here. And what a week it was. But before we get started, it's my church announcements. Come on, everybody, come on in. The water's fine. Sadly, first of all, I do have to mention this because he was a friend to Edition Days, a friend to many of us.
Oh my gosh.
He had the tragic death of celebrity photographer Brad Everett Young. I had just spoke to him like a month ago. Like it's just kind of crazy. 46 years old, in a car crash on the 134 freeway. I think all of us have been on at some time or another. You know, I'm sure you have been on a freeway. I think we've all been on a freeway times, and he didn't make it. So I know for you Sprina fans out there, you guys have been posting the famous pictures of Tabiana and Nicholas Chavez. It's a sad loss. Any thoughts at all before we continue with that? Anybody want to say a few words or anything?
I mean, it's hard to describe the impact of behind the scenes people for those that don't know, how things work over on this side of town. But it's when I think the wildfires kind of showed us that we all kind of, even if you don't know someone, someone who knows that person, kind of a thing. And when we say that everybody in the soap community, Brad Everett was kind of like very exclusive to the soap community. He covered a lot, but he made very good friends with everybody. That's why you'll see all of the soap stars came out of the woodwork. They were just in shock because this guy was kind of a behind the scenes staple. He was on every carpet. We got to know him at Day of Days, at the Emmys. He was there and he did all of their behind the scenes stuff. So like you said, the famous portraits of Tabiana and Nicholas Chavez, and then all of the he had very good friends over on Days. We're going to talk a little bit about his impact there later if you want to check that out. But yeah, that was shocking. That hit us hard.
Frank, any few words or anything?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Araceli said it best. It's just, there's people behind the scenes too. It's not just the people that are in front of the camera, but the people behind that make huge contributions to this industry.
Yes, folks, they got to get pictures from somebody. So yes, he was selecting the pictures. And he had a charity he had and everything. But you can go to his pages are still up. So you want to go see what he was about. Some great articles have been written. Michael Fairman, my friend Buzzworthy, Sovereign News have written some stuff about him. So if you want to know a little more about him, you can check him out there. I see the chat. Yeah, we were all shocked. Andy was totally shocked. On the flip side of that, we had a couple of birthdays. Today is Bradford Anderson's birthday, who plays Spinelli. I had met him once at a wine store on Hollywood and Vine. We were both trying to find this one particular wine. Actually, I got to talk to him. It was very nice. I'm like, where's the wine? Also, for JLJ Media, it was Amanda Russ's birthday. So she made it today. So I'm good to say birthday. We already sang to her earlier on the shows. So it's her birthday today too. So I want to give a shout out to her. I want to say that we did the Beyond the Gates after show. That's out. It's out there. That was Amanda and Candace, Candy Poo. That's out there. And then Y&R, we broke it down. Me, Candace, Tammy Govea, and Amanda Russ. We talked that. So that's out there, audio and video. And of course, the Cuckoo Crazy, Bold and Beautiful. We talked about that also. The three girls, myself. That's out now too. Strong language has been said on both of those shows. So I suggested already. Strong.
And that's why I'm not on those shows.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We said some strong language about some objections we had on these shows. People just don't turn gay. That's number one. And secondly, men do get sexually assaulted. So that's two things on that show. They're like just whatever they're doing over there. So about that. But those are all out for your pleasure. I also want to tell you there's a bonus episode out, audio only for Beyond the Gates, where I talk about the theme song. Because I know the person who actually created it. So check that out if you know all their stuff. And it's the return of Only Murders in the Building. I have the after show is back, season 5. The show has not slowed down. I think the show is so good. It's out now, audio. I now added the audio component. So the episodes are on audio and on video. Tuesdays are new episodes of that show on Hulu. But the show is so good. Diane Wiest, Bobby Cannavale, all these new people on this season. It's just a bunch of plethora of new folks. Yeah. Yes, Annie's stronger than cheese and crackers. And say stuff stronger than that. And kiss my grits. Also this week on Wednesday, it's me and Billy Flynn are reunited after all these years, talking about Aristotle or Alexander, whatever his name is on that show, Kane Ashby. He talks about being different than Daniel Goddard. He talks about having his replacement on days die in his arms on Y&R, Connor Floyd. And he teases Jess Walton and him coming up. So Billy's the best. I've known him 10 years. He's great. We had a great time. He has those piercing blue eyes. It's just crazy talk. Araceli. It's good, Araceli. It's good. Out on Wednesday, Y&R Meet Spotlight. So I'm trying to give you guys all these people.
How did Mark J. Freeman take it that you're now Billy Flynn's favorite?
I texted him. It's like we talked about Mark J. Freeman Flynn. And they're really good friends. And so we were laughing about that. I go, Mark J. Freeman, he goes, yes, Mark's he texted me the other day. And I know he does. So we love Mark J. Freeman. So yeah, they're still close. And also, I almost forgot, last but not least, it's Coloradato's birthday. So we're doing our 10 years, a former co-host, but it's her birthday. So, and she has a special announcement. So go to her pages, she has a special announcement. So check it out at the Curvy Critic. There you go. That's everybody. I think it's everything. Of course, because I already said earlier, I usually say this now, but I already introduced you. Distant Days is after us, of course. And Tony will be there to say how old I am. So we're good. I always coming on this show about what he's going to say on that show. So this time we don't have to worry about the same thing today. So folks, we're gonna get to the Monica stuff. I want to get to that last kind of. That's all stuff.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I'll get to the good stuff. So I'm very curious to hear what Araceli and Frank think about these two things. So there is one family that had it out this week. Mothers and daughters. One day it was one mother and daughter. The next day, finally. Oh my God, I think I cheered. So I will start with the one that's kind of sad because it was like, but we had Kathleen Gotti on last month and she said some good stuff was coming up. Leisel and Brit's homecoming didn't really work out so well. What do you guys think?
It was difficult to watch.
It was.
Yeah. I guess I suppose it should not be so surprising because I feel like Liesel has a certain, I don't want to say like code of sorts, but just in terms of like Scotty helping Elizabeth when all that went down, that kind of just went against Liesel and she just would have nothing to do with Scotty afterwards. So, I guess we've all been there, right? Where, a loved one has faked their death and then come back several years later. We can all relate. That be like,
I had it happen several times.
Yes, how dare you How dare you not be dead and
Right.
not tell us what
Right.
you think for the past couple of years?
Right. Oh my God. Araceli, what are you thinking?
I mean, I definitely thought it was very harsh. I think it was too much, and I I think Liesel's gonna have a lot of regrets about that, especially in light of the fact that she has no idea that yet not one but both of her children are actually alive. Because I believe it was confirmed. I believe Ryan probably did confirm that he is coming back as Nathan, um, not some, other person. But what that will look like, what Brit does or doesn't know, what Liesel definitely knows. I think Liesel's going to definitely have regrets. But there's just so much we don't know yet. And that's what I'm getting hung up on, because it's like I can't necessarily judge anybody but Liesel's reaction yet, because there's so much that we don't know. Like, I don't even know what to do about Brit right now. Um, because I feel like she came in super defensive and super presumptuous. And I'm like, yes, that's Brit, but also I feel like there's a lot more there.
The chat agrees to saying it was a sad homecoming. Liesel and Britt are a lot alike.
Oh yeah.
East Coaster says Liesel has every right to be furious with Britt. Well, Britt's not telling her anything.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like, well, just tell us. Like, what we're family, tell us what's going on. And she's not saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know it's because the producer said don't say anything. No, like, I mean, it's like, because even when she's with the co-chief of staff, she didn't say much either. Like, my employer said, I mean, so it's kind of like, well, if you're not going to say anything, people are going to be mad at you.
Yeah.
They're going to be mad. But I did like the fact that Britt turned it around. Like, I'm just like you, I learned it from you. Like, those old commercials about, Dad, I learned from you. That's what didn't seem like that. I was kind of like, Mom, you're a baby. I'm the monster you man. Like, no, you aren't, bitch. You're not like that now. Come on, girl.
I'm hoping that it's all a part of a defense mechanism, in order to, like, she's leaning more into her pettiest side, into her worst impulses, in order to hide what's really been happening behind the scenes.
Well, yeah, I feel like for everybody that Brit left behind, they had an opportunity to grow, grieve, change. And so for those past couple of years, I mean, they've kind of all grown into different people, and yet Brit, while still missing those people, is still just kind of Brit, and now is
Mhm.
coming back into a place where maybe ways she expected people might react or would be accepting of her behavior uh, aren't so much.
Mm.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, Britt is Britt.
Mhm.
Liesel's Liesel. Some level.
Yeah.
Um, but it was kind of nice seeing Nina in a whole different way. Like, it had
Mhm.
nothing to do with anybody else. This is her family. It's like her family's come back, and like with Friday's cliffhanger of the face of Ryan Pavey, it's like I know it's gonna be that fast. I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I saw that one preview with him and Finola Hughes. I guess seen that
Yeah.
one. It was cutesy, whatever. But I was like, oh, it's happening fast. Like,
Yeah.
so now I'm wondering. I have more questions than answers. I'm like,
Yeah.
well,
There's gonna
where's
be a
Maxie?
lot.
Where's Maxie? Kirsten's in Tennessee. Did they film already? Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm confused.
I was under the impression that she's not supposed to come back until next year.
I heard the same thing. I'm saying, right.
Yeah. So it's I don't know. There's a lot, there's so much there that we don't know, that it's hard to make an assumption
An
on
interesting way that they
anybody's
brought
behalf.
him in as well too, just
Yeah.
in a car crash.
Here he is.
Yep.
Here he is. They
So,
took it.
I mean, who knows? GH does love to do amnesia storylines. So that could also, as he's trying to figure out
Hmm.
or either figure out who he is or remember who he is, uh, they could pull that to kind of draw it out until Maxie does come back.
That's true. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that part. But here's
Oh
the
boy.
thing. So Brit's back.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to get integrated.
Mm-hmm.
Liesel's pissed, of course. Max is gone. You have Lulu and Brooklyn getting along and helping with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting. They're finding a common ground. They actually got along without Maxie being there. They had some nice scenes together.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was very interesting. I thought, oh, okay, so now they kind of. I'm kind of glad that they're. And I don't want to see them fighting. I'm so glad they're kind of ending that. How do you guys feel about that?
Ursula, I have to admit, I'm not enjoying Lulu as much as I want to enjoy
Oh
her.
no.
Oh, no,
No.
me neither. Me neither. Me neither. No.
Oh
She,
no, me neither. I'm firmly on Team Brooklyn on all of that because I felt like, there's intention. You always have to take an intention with all of your actions. And, you know, I felt like Brooklyn's actions were unintended while Lulu was just like full steam ahead, not listening to anybody. Um, and it's only this week for the first time that I really feel like Lulu is actually listening to people and and dialing back and saying, well, my kids are going to have to find things out, and the best thing I can do is hold their hand through it. Finally.
I know. I agree. I like the scenes with her and the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it
Mm-hmm.
softened me to her a little bit. I was like, okay, because again, I have not been enjoying her return either. I'm like, okay, so now they're finally toning it down. And, we also had the across town Gio and Dante.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, they're starting to calm some of this because it can't go on forever, right? It can't go on forever. And like John Sim said, Max and Lulu became friends after hating for each other. They did. So I kind of like that. So like because I think them just fighting back and forth is gonna get boring after a while.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Lulu and Brooklyn will ever be friends because there's always going to be that petty jealousy that Lulu has that Brooklyn had Dante's child and they had a past that she never knew about. But I think that, for the sake of, being grown-ups, that it'll temper down.
Well, it'll be like Carly and Elizabeth. They're like, we love the same people. Our kids are related. I think they're fine. Like they get along fine at this point.
Yeah,
They're not
yeah.
fighting anymore.
It took like a few decades, but
right, yeah, but same with Brooklyn. Well, think about the same thing. Lulu and Brooklyn, a few decades.
yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I know it's been different actors and stuff, but like just you think about it that way, same thing. They kind of hating each other, but Tracy loves them both. So I mean, I think there's you're right. They may not be best friends, but they could be frenemies. I mean, it's kind of like they just, like Tracy and Monica.
Yeah, exactly.
Their thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that this is kind of what we expect. Like, you don't have to ever be friends, but after a few decades, you can learn to coexist, kind of a thing.
Yeah. Man, I hated Frank the first 10 years during the show. Oh, that's not even I thought I was on the show. Oh, sorry. I just put up with them.
I did enjoy just how lame Dante was during that whole get
I
together.
know. Oh my God. Christina was like, come on. Like, hello. He's like, what? What do I do? It was kind of, that actually made me like Christina in that moment too for a second. It was like, that was kind of funny. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
It was like, she's like, well, loosen up. Like, he's like, oh, well, I don't do, talk about sports. Talk about it was kind of like, because he knew what to do. It's like, I feel, I like Dante. So I like, he knew what to do. He was a little stiff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I'm stiff. Like, yeah.
Yeah, he's paralyzed. He doesn't know what to do.
No, not at all. He doesn't do. It's really funny. I was chuckling. I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like he's like, so I'm like that they're softening it fine because we need Frank and I on the show hate pacing. We hate bad pacing more than anything else. So we're always like, come on, just okay, you can do it for a while, then get to it. That's how we want to do. That's how I don't know how you are on your show, but on our show we're like, okay, this is enough of that.
Well, like the thing is that with the whole pacing thing, people equate it to, okay, you have to go from A to B. And it's like I don't need like heavy-handed action to be taken, but conversations need to be had to make things move forward.
We always say that. Sometimes we're like just one 30-second scene or one, or two people meet for one, or letting the audience know something. Just let us know something, so then we can kind of go, oh, okay, which is what Y and R is doing. But that's no story. I digress. But okay, so all that's happening with them. But then the next day, I stood up, I cheered. I was like, because Frank and I, we always talk about this, how they do this sometimes. So I'm scared they're gonna make it go backwards. I hope they don't. But I will enjoy that moment for that episode for what it was. Nina went off on Willow and told her about herself.
Thank God.
When she said he could have a basement full of heads, and you would still say, I laughed so hard when she said that he was a good man. I mean, and she got in her face, the direction, the lighting. When at one part she goes, like mother, like daughter, side by side. Woo! And Willow was like, I am nothing like you. It was so good. She finally was like, you wouldn't listen to anybody try to tell you. You wouldn't listen to anybody. Like, Frank and I were screaming at the TV every week talking about that. But Nina finally said, she finally grew some balls and she said it. And I was like, finally. Fine. So you guys, I mean, nothing with that.
Yeah. Like Willow is completely off the rails. And any kind of help at this point, I'm sorry, is a hindrance. She needs to fall. She needs to fall all the way down, and people need to let her.
They do. And she claims she knows. I mean, I do believe she doesn't love Drew anymore. I do believe that, actually.
Yeah.
The way she's playing is like, he's disgusting. I love it. But Nina had to tell her, you got to stop it. You willingly fell in love with him. You willingly kept going with him. It's you, girl. No one shoved his whatever in your whatever. Nobody did that. You did that. It's like, and if I told you, would have even made any difference? Like at that point, she was so in, and I just love that Nina broke it down to her.
I feel like it's tough to see because Willow enjoyed the outcome of her manipulating Daisy and what that did to Sasha and Michael. Yes. So when she found out Sasha left town, she was happy about that. And she still has not dealt with any of that.
No.
I mean, kind of knows, but has not been able to prove it. So, I mean, Willow is just kind of deluding herself to think that she's like all together. And even the stuff I drew aside, the stuff that she decided to do on her own with Daisy, like there's been no processing of any of that.
Yeah, and now she's using Scout.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, for the sake of Monica, I'm so glad that moment happened.
Oh, right.
But at the same time, it's like, stop making this everyone else's fault. You are now the manipulator. Stop thinking that you're helpless. You're not helpless. You're not blameless. You're not a victim.
Oh, Tracy and Michael let her know that.
Yeah.
They sure did. Come in here, bitch. I mean, say, come here, girl. Come here. Let's go in the other room. And they closed that door and they let her know what she's not going to do. That's they told her, didn't they? What not going to happen. Okay. I just did it because Scout wanted to see her grandmother. I mean, like, Tracy was not buying it. Michael wasn't buying it. We weren't buying it. Nobody was buying it. Trying to sell it. Frank's trying to sell it.
She did. I didn't realize it would also be Wiley's first day of school. Who would have thought that would have been the case?
And I just, but I will say, I am actually, I'll give Katie McMullen credit. She is playing the role very well. Frank knows I've never had a use for Willow ever from the very beginning. I've never had a use for her, but I'm kind of liking this Willow right now. I'm kind of liking this right now. This is good. She's
and the thing is that there's two kinds of villains. There's the villain you love to hate, and then there's the villain that is so disgusting and so far over the line that you need them to go away. And that's the distinction between Drew and Willow right now, where it's like Willow is the villain I love to hate right now, just because her interactions and her, she's so on, Katie's so on point with her acting. Drew, I'm like, I can't even watch his scenes. It's so I really have to muscle through just to watch him.
So you didn't like when Drew basically told Danny to go screw himself?
Yeah, that was a rough scene.
That was a rough scene. That was rough. I was like, dang.
I mean, that's point where we throw out the chancla and just use our bare hands. Because I'm like, and it true, and people really don't really understand the level of restraint and composure that Jason has for the way that Drew has treated his son.
I know.
Like
I know.
anybody else would have put a hands on him.
Well, see, now Monica's gone. I think he did it because of Monica on some level. Monica gone now. That may change. Okay. But when he talked, I was like, poor dad. He just like, yeah, we're gonna shut this down.
But on the flip side, I'm so proud of Danny.
Oh yeah, Sam would love it. Sam loved it. Oh yeah.
He has grown because of the parents he has and because of the extended family that he's growing into such an exceptional young man. And I feel that way pretty much about all of the youngsters on the show right now, where I think that they're growing up so beautifully, and I love that we get to see that.
I agree. Hello to the 100 people watching us. Thank you today for joining in.
Thank you.
We love it. On the eve of fall. Tomorrow is fall.
Aww.
Oh, you'll know. Frank.
Can we stick with today? It's the 21st of September.
November, the 21st of September. Yes, Earth, Wind, and Fire. The first concert I ever saw when I was 7 years old, 1976, was Earth, Wind, and Fire. They played at a local park here, and also I remember all these afros and Egyptian arts. I remember my first concert ever, folks. Earth, Wind, and Fire. So I mean, the kids are doing. I agree with you. All the kids are pretty good. They have a good crop of kids right now, I will say. And you know, all of them are kind of mellowing out for me, because for a while Emma was a little too much for me, but I like her, and I'm liking her and G. On a side note, I like a little chaste, kind of slow romance. I like it.
I'm fine with it. What I'm not fine is like we can just have Outback just be just an off-camera dog from now on. Just be an off-camera dog.
Frank hates all animals. Apparently, it was like horses, dogs.
Oh.
I love it. He's a cute dog. I love him. Her. I like that. But it also brought Molly and Cody together, Frank.
Great. No, I mean that, which is fine. It just, man, like those scenes with the dog, and it's just so convoluted and contrived, and it's just like, we all know the dog exists now, and now they can just be like any young baby on the show, just somebody that exists off camera.
Frank Morantz. Okay, this is where Frank Moran and I are going to have our first fight. I'm just kidding. I'm just agree with you though. I felt like actually the dog was a good prop for a bunch of stories.
Yeah,
they actually helped a bunch of stories with Lulu talking to her kids, and which led on to each of their whole convoluted family stuff. You know, with the Gio and Emma getting close to that kiss they eventually had, and Molly going back in Cody's orbit. I thought to me, the dog facilitated several storylines.
Outback was a very useful vehicle this week.
Yes, it was useful this week, Frank.
Let's never see him again. Let's set him out on a high note. That's it. It's not going to get any better than this then.
Outback, I adore you, and I hope you are the ring bearer at one of somebody's wedding.
Oh my God, that would be, oh my God, I'd love it. I would love it. But yeah, Frank's like, no. I love it.
It's like just like the Quartermain dog, whatever her name was. It's just always off camera. The kids always wanted to play with the dog, but it was always off camera.
Annabelle the second and all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was great.
Back in the day, we had
the first Annabelle. Yeah.
The first Annabelle and Foster. We had them back in the day.
Foster.
Sly and Lucky and all that. We had it. Emily, that was back in the day. You like that? Frank?
Yeah. And hey, there you go. They're playing into history. Dogs have long been used on General Hospital to facilitate a lot of these young friendships and young relationships. You had, Emily and Lucky and Foster back in the day, and in Lucky and what was his cousin's name? Sly and Annabelle. They had the dogs very much brought the young crowd together. So it's very much in line with history.
The chat's like, oh my God, Frank, it's just a dog. They're laughing. Somebody says, Outback, please don't listen to Dead Inside Man, because he's dead inside. Don't
True.
listen to him. But someone says, I wonder if Outback originally belongs to Dalton.
Dun dun. Who cares?
Oh my God. Frank doesn't care, folks. He's dead. He's dead inside.
No, yeah, just give me worm farms. Worm farms are great. Those are, why isn't anybody picking up that legacy from the show and just starting a worm farm business?
God. If they start a worm farm business or a pickle lila business, I will kill myself. I don't want none of that. I want none of that. No pickle lila. I don't want none of that. Who knows? Ooh, even Shy Kingston, that was a rough storyline. Okay. So, but yeah. So anyway, so they're back. Everything's but we got some movement in those areas. But as it was left, Willow's up there floundering. Your boy Drew's still in bed. Visitors coming. Meanwhile, the ADA, which Anna called in, and it went over the various stuff and everything. Because the ADA remembers she heard Drew being bad.
I was so happy with those scenes because I don't necessarily need Sonny to rinse repeat the same storyline where he seduces the ADA and then the ADA goes away necessarily, because I actually like this actress, and I don't necessarily need it to go in that route, but she needed to have her eyes opened.
Yeah, and in fact, now she knows. So when she went to go see him, it had another layer. She's like, oh, okay, and she told him what she had, but he was like shocked, like what? Like I was like, I loved it. Finally, Drew, you can taste your own medicine. Because you see his mind was racing, like, what's she talking about? Like, what? Huh? What? Huh? What? Huh? What? Huh? What?
Yeah.
Rick, Frank's favorite, came on to save the day while hitting on Carly.
No, because I agree with Araceli, is that it's so often Sonny is just painted as the one bad guy on the show. We all got to take down Sonny. But it is nice that they've recalibrated this DA from being so like Sonny focused to now seeing, hey, there are other bad people in Port Charles that are equally as deserving as being prosecuted as much as Sonny.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we don't need her to necessarily stop going after Sonny, but please just have equal footing.
I agree. I like that.
And it seems like tensions have eased between her and Anna based on this is why like Anna giving her this information. So it's like great.
Because she's finally listening to Anna and saying, if we get actual evidence that we can prosecute, I will hand it to you on a silver platter. But until that time, I can't make something up.
Right.
But Sonny can.
You can, but you can. But then he got Anna. Was like, I need to talk to you, Detective Chase. What's going on? You, basically. I was like, dang. So yeah, Detective Chase, he is gunning for Drew. It's a little rough. He is gunning for Drew, and she sees it. So is it gonna get taken off the case, you think, at some point? Is it just too close to home?
I like that he is I like that he's attacking Drew, because any negativity towards Drew I welcome. However, I want him to be very careful about seeing Drew as the enemy and Willow as the good person, because Willow we've said it, she's not the victim here anymore. And, she's proven that Drew can say whatever, and she will not necessarily love him, but she will go back to him every time, because she's run out of people to manipulate. And if Chase is not careful, he's going to be one of those people.
No, that makes sense. And like Chase, for as much as their relationship with Willow is kind of up and down, he does have a soft spot for her. So that very much could end up being the blind spot. But I'm glad that he's not, at least they're playing it right now with Brooklyn. I mean, he's being upfront about her with everything. It's not like he's keeping anything from Brooklyn as well.
Right.
If we start seeing scenes where he starts keeping information from Brooklyn regarding Willow, then I'll start questioning what's going on with Chase.
That's true. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's not there yet. He's not doing any of that. You're right. He's not doing any of
Yeah, and that's why I love the Chase and Brooklyn relationship so much, because they have such a healthy relationship that they're very upfront with like what they can and cannot tell each other, but at least they say, I can't tell you this, but can I share my feelings about this? Can I share my concerns? And that's what makes a healthy relationship.
Yeah. That's what me and Frank have.
What I do like about this piece of forged information, though, it's just causing people to react in certain ways that, if that information wasn't there, they may not have, which is great. It's just causing people to do things that, well, I think we'll come back to bite certain bits of the story later on.
Yeah, I know folks, I know said Dante's working on Drew's case is because Michael's brother. I know there's that too. And Anna questioned him also. So I mean, it's obviously a soap opera. We only have a few people that can show on this. I mean, I mean, everybody's related to everybody, so you really can't avoid it on some level. I mean, like you said, you are two best detectives. I mean, it's kind of like they're all, we have to kind of overlook that part. Because Dante, when they keep asking him, do you think Michael did it? He doesn't say he doesn't think he didn't do it.
Yeah.
He doesn't say that. He never says it. He never says, I don't think he did it. But he just says, he doesn't say anything. So I don't know. It's a trip. We have to mention, we'll get to Monica stuff last, because that's the sad stuff. The rest of the week was all that. But we have to mention Carly and a towel. Homegirl gets locked out. She's just so put out. I mean, it's like, I know what they're trying to do. I think they're trying to make it a little comedic stuff. I think they're trying with Brit, but it's coming across just harsh, and too much, and ungrateful, and too much. But I think they're trying to make it comedic, just not working. No. They're trying. So when she gets locked out, comes downstairs, and there's this tension between the two of them. It's like, okay. Well, I remember I did save your daughter, and it's like, well, I enjoyed that when I thought it was your swan song or whatever. I mean, they're trying to do comedy out of it. To me, it felt flat.
Yeah, because they're leaning Brit too far. They're leaning Brit too far over back into her petty side, and that's causing Carly to lean back into her petty side when it's like it's not necessarily good for either one of them. Yeah, because then it just harkens back to when Jason dropped Brit for Carly, and nobody enjoyed that. I'm just going to go on record and say nobody enjoyed that. Even if Brit was not in the picture, nobody needed Jason and Carly.
James did. James, huge fan.
Here's the deal, but she's obviously lying through his teeth. Here's the deal, because I was always against it. He knows I was very against it. I know that on the larger picture, Carly and Jason are endgame. They are, folks. I'm sorry to tell you this. They are. The actors have said it. Frank said they've all said it. But it's better to have them not together. That's kind of the point. They go to their people. But anyway, Araceli, hello, even in the lab. Be right back. I got to save her daughter, and ran out. And Homego's like, what about me?
Here's my argument. Here's my argument. And this is going into my personal beliefs. I believe that your soulmate and the love of your life do not necessarily have to be the same person. And I think that because I've met my soulmate, my best friend in life.
Oh, okay.
I've not met the love of my life.
Got it.
Yes, two separate people. And I think that's Jason and Carly. Jason and Carly are soulmates forever and always. They will they can read each other's minds. They know each other's instincts so well. That's their territory. I don't necessarily need them to be lovers or the love of each other's lives. And I don't think that you can have one love of your life. That's a key point here, is that you don't necessarily have one love of your life, because as we know, you can have many loves in your life, but your soulmate, that's your ride or die.
My soulmate is Flobo, and love my life is Frank.
Yeah, I'm just one to be thrown around and tossed aside. My time will come. But
Yo,
Flobo
Frank, hold on for a
everlasting.
second. I gotta say Flobo. Um, no, I actually no. In all seriousness, I agree with you. No, I agree with you. I mean, I think people you can be super, twin flames, soulmates. So I do believe that they can be several different people. No, I can't be. I think it can be. And people in the chat agree with you. They're like, you can have multiple loves. And I think it's really easy. We're all energy. We're all energy. We're all presence. We're all there. I don't. People at home. I'm sure you have people here. You meet somebody and instantly you're like, oh my God, I just love them instantly. Like you don't even know them. You're just like, oh my goodness. Whether it's in a friendship, I mean, like just you meet somebody, you go, oh my God, they're so dynamic. I just really like, oh my God, you get along great. Um, and some people you meet and you're like, get away from me. You don't even know you yet, but I have a bad feeling about you. Or I'm just like, we're just like oil and water. Like you don't. I think it's all energy. I think it's what you. I think it's just we all roll up together somehow and you pick people who pick where and that's kind of how it is. I think energy, pheromones, all that stuff. But I agree with you, and the chat they agree with you too. I agree on that one. So, but I just think that Jason and Carly will always and forever, just like Jason and Sonny. Like he said when he told Tracy, he goes, was it Brett? He gave me money, right? When I didn't know who I was, and helped me come back to life when he was a new Jason. So it's kind of like. He'll always agree. I mean, that's the Three Musketeers, basically, those three. Yeah. They've been through so much. Oh my! And they've dated half the town, and suddenly got 20 kids with like 5 different women, cheese and crackers. So I think it's very much but having them together would make it boring, in my opinion. They have to be separate. They have to be with other people. And have those people be jealous of you know what I mean? I think that's more.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, this probably right now is probably my favorite iteration of that dynamic, is because I feel like especially with Jason, he's got so many other things going on the Quartermain side as well.
Yes. Yeah.
It's much more interesting to me that they're not always all involved in each other's lives and every story. That there's times where they can be involved in other stuff and then come back together for
yeah, it's the kind of friendship that you want them to have, where like they're just so dynamic and they know each other so well. They don't need to be in every scene together. They don't need to see each other every day because they know what's going on in each other's lives, and they don't need to ask necessarily. They just like have an instinct behind the scenes of like, okay, you're gonna go do this, I'm gonna go do that.
Well, it's funny when just goes, I thought you were mad at me. Well, of course I was mad at you yesterday, but I love you. And they hug. I mean, like it's kind of like people you're like, yeah, I was mad at you yesterday. She didn't tell you what's going on, but now at the point like Frank and you guys are saying, so at the point now that they've matured on some level, that it's a little different now. It's like they're gonna get mad at each other, and they're going to, but I love you. I love you. Okay, there you go. I mean, the way he handles her sometimes, it's like she's like, yeah, I know you're right. Carly's like, okay, you're right. It's like it's refreshing. It's like some of us have long time friendships. We know that. I mean, people we just know that they're a certain personality. It's like, oh, well, they're not going nowhere. I mean, they're in your life. But it's just kind of like they can handle each other. Because she did feel left out with what was going on. But and when she said that, oh my God, of course she said a statement that's going to come back to bite her. If you know anything about my children, you have to tell me.
Yes.
See, like he didn't need to tell her anything about the Brit situation.
I know.
But Jocelyn's a whole different story.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
He's gonna be in so much trouble.
After she's done with Jack, telling his ass off. Woo! She's gonna march on over to Jason.
Yeah.
What for? And when she finally sees Jocelyn, if Jocelyn's the one telling her, ooh, Carly's gonna be a little pissed.
Yeah.
It's always that fine line because this line is used so often in soaps. Like, it's not my secret to tell. So,
right.
And Jocelyn says it this week too, where it's like, Jason's not going to say anything to Carly, to my mom, because it's my secret.
It's out of my business.
Yeah. So, I don't know. How much of that will be a get out of jail sort of free card for Jason, where it's just like,
I
mean, you need to hear from your own daughter, not from me.
I mean, it's Jason and Carly, so they'll recover eventually, but oh man, she's just gonna be so pissed.
Here's a bigger question. Did we need those scenes in Australia with the two?
No.
We needed more.
Did we need the extra day?
We needed more days of them just who's the better surfer? Let's discuss surfing locations. It's great.
I obviously Frank's been smoking again. I don't understand what's going on out of his mouth. I just like it made no sense. You're in trouble. I'm gonna give you an extra day, 24 hours. So screw each other's brains out, but then that's it.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, like it's a weirdest like okay, and then he leaves. She stays a week. I just
Yeah, the only thing I could come up with was that Jack felt guilty because it was his screw up that got them almost killed in the first place by not realizing that he had a double agent. Yeah.
Do we care
okay,
about
okay.
Yeah.
I think does anybody care enough about Jocelyn and Vaughn to
No.
unrequited
No.
tension that's going to be happening when she gets back to Port Charles and they run into
Look,
each other?
I don't hate Vaughn as a character. The
Right.
more he interacts with people, I do like him, but stop trying to recreate the chemistry that Joss had with Dex. It's not working.
And there's just not enough with Vaughn with I mean, other than like Emma, he really
Yeah.
been with anybody else.
Yeah. Like when Dex was on the show, he already had like that built-in dynamic with Sunny and Michael. There was a lot of intrigue. There was a lot going on behind the scenes that it created a good amount of juicy stuff to pull them in different directions. Never mind like the forbidden aspect, but it created really complex emotions, but for their relationship and then for them as individuals. And that's not there with this character with this relationship.
Do you like Jocelyn being in the WSB, Araceli?
I think she definitely needed purpose, and I do think it creates a different direction for her other than just being a normal college student. Um, because for all the even though she's not one of Sunny's kids, she grew up in that world. And I don't think that having grown up in that world, she was untouched. And so while it doesn't necessarily make her the most competent agent, I don't buy her necessarily as this uber spy that they're trying to turn her into. I think I understand the psyche that they went into. I completely buy that she was directionless and Jack maneuvered her well.
It's as somebody who kind of likes the WSB aspect in the General Hospital kind of stories. I'm down for this to kind of see somebody else pick up the reins. I mean, there's only so long that Anna, I mean, it's
Yeah.
Anna at this point that has ties to the WSB. Like, I'm cool to see like the next generation kind of pick up into that, and maybe she
Yeah.
will become a great. She could be the next Anna Devane, maybe. But I mean, we're seeing
Yeah,
it at
she's
the
not
beginning.
there. Yeah, she's not there yet. And I don't think that she needs to be. We didn't see Anna the early years. We would hear about them retroactively, but we didn't see Anna the early years in the agency, so this is all a learning curve.
Yeah, and whenever it does come up between, I mean, with her and Carly talking about this, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I mean, I guess it'd be like somebody like finding out your child was part of like the CIA or something. How do you feel about them doing stuff like that? But it's also Jocelyn is of an age where she can make her own choices, good or bad.
Hmm.
And I guess as a parent, you got to just like, you may not love their choices, but you still love them.
Yeah, and I think that, circling back to the Jason part of it, I think that that's something that Jason is now very painfully aware of in a way that he wasn't with his own kids and even with Sunny and Carly's kids, because even with his own kids, he was always on the periphery. The mothers took the reins. Now Jason is so much more of a parent to his own kids and by extension to Michael and Jocelyn, because Jocelyn is a grown up, but she's hiding things from her mom. She's not, Jax is somewhere else. So Jason is kind of now the only one. He's kind of like in the parent role right now where he knows something about her, but he can't say anything. And he has to, this is, this is still his godchild. He was there the night she was born. He's her mother's best friend. He couldn't love her more if she was his. And so now he has to adopt the same stance that he did with her that he did with Michael, which is that I have to be hands off, and it sucks. And it's not because she's not his child. It's if anything, it's because he loves her so much that he has a responsibility to protect her any way she can. And unfortunately, right now, that means keeping his mouth shut.
I can't imagine her coming back to Port Charles though, and not having some conversation with Jason before she talks to Carly. Because I feel like Jason needs to encourage. Well, I don't know how much she can tell Carly. I mean, if it's a whole, I mean, I guess she can, but then she has to,
Mm-hmm.
remind. I guess Brennan has to then tell Carly about. Even though you hate me out, Carly, you still have an obligation not to reveal state secrets.
Oh boy. Oh boy. It's a mess.
But on the other hand, are you invested at all in the Jack Brennan and Carly relationship? Has the show done enough for you to kind of buy them as like, do you even care when this comes out? What happens to them?
I don't, not in their relationship. No, I kind of can leave or take their relationship. I'm definitely invested in the character of Jack Brennan. I really love his dynamic on the show and how it will continue to play out. He plays an important role and he has ties to a lot of people. And I don't think he's a bad mentor for Jocelyn. I definitely think she needs more influence, but I understand, he saw her as an adult. That's the thing. And I think that he's the only one. I think that a lot of the other people in her life, when you watch someone grow up, you still see them as that kid. Jack didn't get that. Not even as Carly's boyfriend does he see that. He sees her as a full grown woman and sees her capabilities.
I'd be down if he's kind of like the next iteration of a Sean Donnelly, uh, to Vaughn, to Jocelyn, to whoever else might, if they want
Yeah.
right into that.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Donnelly had such a legacy on the show that sometimes we forget how much in the gray he was in the beginning. He was very much there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can see that.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I think did we because we've been on for an hour, did we get all the other stuff out? I think I missed you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we got thumbs up. Make sure chat tell me did I miss anything of any relevance. Did we see Trina and Kai this week at all? Did they come off for a minute?
Yeah, they connected just to like, hey, okay, because Kai was saying we shouldn't be seen with each other. And
That's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Trina, I'm just saying
Yeah.
we could still do it. My fingerprints are all over the softball bat.
They
That's
finally remembered that bat.
yeah, it's the bats. Oh, but you're the nicest person. You would ever think about you ever. Like, okay, I thought it was a throwaway scenes anyway. I didn't care about them. So okay. Anything else? Anybody else? Did we get anything? Anything? Did we get anything? Did we get anything? Okay, we got everything. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, folks. It started at the end of Wednesday. Was it
Mhm.
Tuesday? Wednesday.
Wednesday. Mhm.
So we had saw the preview had already said this was going to happen. I did not
Yeah.
know how or when. We didn't know what day, and I'm liking when the show gives us a cliffhanger other than a Friday. I love it, and the show's done it several times over the last couple of years. So I'm really enjoying that they give us a cliffhanger, and I had a feeling something was going to happen. I wasn't sure when he had them go upstairs and all that, and then when Jason walks around and it's just him and Tracy, I had no idea the next day or so is be mostly just Tracy and Jason, Jane Elliott, Steve Burton. And I'm telling you, he said when they come together, that Monica is dead, when he has to make the phone call, and Tracy takes his breath because he has to take a breath, and she like touches his shoulder, and he continues like we've some of us have been there before. We know what it's like to have a parent or somebody die that's close to us. It was very every nuance. It was such great direction, great acting,
Oh my
great
God.
writing, and just every inflection, I mean, Jen Elliott is obviously a master. I mean, that is a master. But I was very, very impressed with Steve Burton. Since he came back from Days, he's a different kind of actor. And I feel I'm glad they're finally tapping into that. And then I'll be quiet a second. I just want to say this one other thing. I really enjoyed their conversations, their flashbacks, their complicated relationship, each with Monica. With Monica and Tracy fighting at the Christmas, I remember that Christmas tree. And the baby flashback. Did not expect that either. I mean, that was a lot. I mean, they're doing it. They were pulling them tears out my face. They were just like, here, James, just pull them out. I was like, it wasn't hard. But I thought it was genius, actually. They have these two characters have the initial hit. We'll get to all the other stuff, but I'm going to stop there. Hear your thoughts. Where wants to go first?
Oh, well, we should, Araceli, I mean, as our guest.
Oh, thank you. I don't think anybody, I mean, these are two characters, two actors who have been in the show for decades. They have never, ever had a scene like this. Just the two of them. Never. Like, you think about that. Think about that. Decades they have had scenes together. Never have they had a scene like this where it was just the two of them, and the emotion that was just streaming out of them. And it was the best acting I think any that they have ever done. And I think it because it came from such a genuine place of really playing the emotions of they were paying tribute to the real woman that they both lost, that they both respected. And so that's why, oh gosh, I mean, and that unfortunately that's where you get the best emotion, is where you're not pretending. You're saying, you're really truly just touching something that's deep within you, that's real. We've had that on Days the past couple years, where we've had every year for the past few years we've been saying goodbye to a patriarch on Days of Our Lives. And now unfortunately we're going through the same thing on General Hospital, where it's like every year we've lost a matriarch this year. And now recently with Tristan Rogers, it's a cycle, and it's really hard. It's really hard. And so I tip my hat to Jane Elliott and Steve Burton. I know it wasn't just acting.
So one of the best things, I mean, people, the death of Sam, I know people have many different feelings on that, but I feel like one of the best things that came out of it though was reorganizing a lot of people at the Quartermain mansion, and especially Jason.
Yes.
The only that opened it up to just so many other interactions and storyline beats that he could touch on that he didn't have an opportunity to before. And just seeing him in a different role was just so great. I like what that really did for the character. And I'm sure as a performer, it was exciting for him. It's unfortunate. I mean, seeing the Monica and Jason relationship as it developed and evolved over the years was great as they were getting closer. I mean, I think that really was it last time? Was it at the wedding? Was Carly? Was that their last
Yeah.
time they had on-screen scenes together? Wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So it's a shame. That's the bummer of life and how that works out. It's like the times I really would love to have seen more scenes together is back when he was living at the Quartermain mansion, and that just wasn't a possibility. So that's a bummer. I mean, so you can only just you have to just imagine all the great conversations and scenes that happen between those two characters, and just let that kind of percolate in your head as you're watching these scenes.
Yeah. And yeah, like you said, the reorganization of the Quartermain mansion in the last year, I think, was just huge. It brought it back to the way that it was in the 90s, where, it was home base for everybody. And it was, you had, Dante and Rocco and Danny and, Scout for a time, and Michael and his kids, really, really filling that house once again with love when it was stripped away in the early 2000s, bit by bit. And so that was so fitting for that to be Monica's legacy, to have everybody come back to home base.
And I'll be curious to see before it's like, oh, well, who's Monica going to leave the mansion to? Would it be Michael? Would it be Jason? But the way that he was hanging out in the gatehouse, and where that and the significance of that, especially after seeing that flashback again. I mean, if he just moved into the gatehouse as a way to be close to Monica, while Michael had the mansion, or even I guess even if he had the mansion, but he lived in the gatehouse.
Yeah.
Either would be great for me.
Yeah, yeah.
It sounded to me that Michael's going to get it.
I think so.
But Tracy said it's your. It's like she kind of said it's your place or your home or whatever. I've been saying it for a long time that because he was the apple of everyone's eye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jason was Corbin and got away, and then he wanted him back. Michael was always the apple of the eye that he finally got, and he's the center of everything.
Yeah, and that's the one. It's the one sticking point that Drew never got, and it's like, well, what, because he was complaining this week, between, he was even complaining about Monica, that Monica was manipulated and she forgave AJ. That was his son. AJ wouldn't have turned on Michael. There were lines, and every one of them, every single Quartermain knew, you did not do anything to harm a hair on Michael's head. That was the line, and Drew's the one that crossed it. So yes, of course AJ was forgiven, because AJ wouldn't have done that. AJ did literally everything else. AJ knocked Jason into a freaking tree and changed the course of history forever. And yet still, he was never really forgiven in the same way, but there were little ways they were, he had time. He had more time to be forgiven, but he never crossed Michael.
Yeah. Uh, and just great to have those scenes with Jason, just his regrets about his relationship with Monica. That just uh yeah, just really, I mean, because the show
Yeah.
certainly really played into the Jason Morgan aspect for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. And regretting now that he's had all this history, now that he has, memories of his kid's childhood and Michael's childhood, that he regrets taking Michael away from the Quartermains. He regrets, and let's be honest, it wasn't the Quartermains he was really trying to take them away from. It was AJ at the time. AJ was out of control at the time. And I think Jason was too green. He was too young to understand the full extent of what he was doing. But yeah, it was never Monica. Monica was the person he turned to when Michael was born, when he needed help. It wasn't Carly, it was Bobby, and Monica. They were the ones that were there for him.
Yeah, and him lamenting that he can't have those memories of Monica as his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, really great stuff this week.
Well, the thing was that Jason, when he said, "Now I wish I had those memories,"
Yeah,
that's profound. After all these years, for him to say that, I did not expect him to say that. I'm like, wow, that's really interesting. So you could wish you could relate, because there's so much fighting her for so long. Now I wish you could see what she saw and remember what she remembers. And when Tracy goes, "But I'm here. She told me everything. I can answer whatever you want." I thought that was very sweet.
and I feel like that's the best thing about one of the strengths of a soap opera. I mean, especially any other worrying one, but soap operas, these genres have run for so long, is that it plays into that history. These are scenes that really hit more because Jason Morgan has been a character we have seen, or Jason Quartermain slash Morgan, for decades, kind of grow and evolve and change. And so, statements like that this week hit so much more because you see the evolution. These are thoughts and feelings that he only have by just aging and maturing and living. and we've been able to see a lot of that on screen.
Yes. And I think even though we didn't get to see it because we didn't get to see those scenes between Steve Burton and Leslie Charlson necessarily because she was already sick and then she passed. Just the knowledge that I'm just grateful for the knowledge that they brought him back in and that he did get more time. He got more time. He gave her more time with Danny, with Michael and his kids. He was very much a part of the facilitation of that, so that her final year was a joyful one.
Yeah, and just seeing Danny come to Jason at the boathouse or the gatehouse at the end.
Wow, that
Yes. It
that
sat next to him. Yes.
that was an exceptional scene. And I tip my hat. It's these young actors. They're putting in the work and they're realizing you don't have to play up, just sit in the moment.
I at first questioned why Olivia wasn't there at first, but I appreciate the 3 generations of Quartermains having a moment.
Yeah.
Ned having a complicated history of Monica, clearly. And when they said they loved each other at the end, I was bawling. I was just bawling. I was like, you just got there. The Quartermains are hard. They're hard edged. They're just like they suffer fools lightly. They talk crap about each other. They fight, but and they finally give, obviously you're on the other show that he's on. Frank and I always is like, Wally Kirk's a friend to us and a friend to our show. But they give us something when he gives something meaty to play, we love it, and he delivered. He's like, I don't always tell you, you don't tell your mother you love you all the time, but I love you. I really do love you. I admire you. I love you. It's like Ned can act. Like Ned, I said Ned can act.
Wally.
Wally can act.
Wally,
both shows.
Look, Wally. We take Wally for granted, I think, because he's on 2 shows and he splits his time. But Wally's had quite a bit to do the last few years on both shows.
Yes.
On days he lost someone there too, and that's
true.
Geez, Wally's been through the ringer. Yeah, Wally had to carry the family through.
That's
losing
right.
Victor Kiriakis, losing John Aniston on that show. Now he's having to kind of play the facilitator now for Leslie Charlson's death, for Monica. It's hard. It's just hard all around.
And also it's his anniversary. They just celebrating 38 years in daytime.
Yeah.
I mean, he debuted on Days of Our Lives as Justin Kiriakis.
Yes. Yeah.
Shortly thereafter, debuted as Edward Ashton. Now Ned Quartermain. I mean, it's. I mean, you're probably right. We're doing something, but we wish we had a little more on our show. Sometimes we like him on air, so he's good when he's in there. And him and Jane have such a great chemistry, and it's good to see him in Brooklyn together. Sometimes they don't really have, because we already know Brooklyn. We already know Jane and Amanda have a great chemistry already. They just, because they're cut from the same cloth. I mean, and the thing about Tracy you have to love, and the way Jen Elliott plays her. It's like she kind of likes when one gets a little one up on her. When they act like a Quartermain to her, she smiles a bit. She kind of smirks. I'm still going to show you I'm still Tracy Quartermain, but I kind of like when you act like a Quartermain, she appreciates that. That's why I like that her and Michael have gotten a little closer over the years. She had no use for Michael. They've gotten a little closer over the years because Michael does act like a Quartermain, because the writers have actually led him to go that direction. And it was Drew. A couple times she was smiling at him too, like, okay, I see what you're doing.
Before he went sideways.
Yes. But he's so out of control that it's too much for her. But if it was for somebody else, she'd be okay with it probably. But Drew's Drew's taking his own family. He's like taking his own family. So I think Tracy's like, come on, stop attacking us. I just think that the Michael scenes too. The Michael scenes. It was all like, we have more to go, folks. They just found, and then when they went to the hospital, Elizabeth and Lucas find out.
Yeah,
it was like, wow. They're like, wow.
You read out her medical bona fides.
Yes. Still, let us know she's important. to the hospital, and it's gonna be a trip for them. You know, it's gonna be a trip. And so we got more people that everybody has not found out yet. So it's like this is just the beginning.
Mhm.
And I was thinking those last couple of days were just amazing. They really, like I said, I think was it Thursday? It was mostly Jane and Steve, wasn't it mostly?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like, wow, they really.
Yeah.
It wasn't a standalone episode because they had the other stuff going on over here, but it was like, okay, they're holding it down. They are just like they are
Mhm.
holding it down.
They
You know,
really are. And you know, it was fitting. So last night I went to go see The Sound of Music at the Hollywood Bowl. And who do I see to the left of the Reverend Mother? But none other than Miss Anna Lee,
oh
the Lila
yeah,
Quartermain,
yeah.
as I believe she was Sister Margareta in The Sound of Music.
Wow, I didn't realize that. Okay, I didn't.
Yeah, if you look to the left of the Reverend Mother, you will see a much younger Anna
Wow,
Lee.
that's
And it
funny.
was and it tripped me out because I knew we were going to be talking about, losing Monica Quartermain, and it just reminded me of when Lila passed. And there's another time that, Steve Burton got to shine, and the Quartermains all
Yes,
came together
yeah.
after losing, our dear sweet Lila, and the legacy that she left. And it felt very poetic, knowing that, that circle is continuing.
I have to say, I am kind of sad we didn't get the. I know it's cheesy, but I like it. The somebody from the past coming and take them away to heaven. That's a thing they usually do. I like it. I think it's kind of fun to bring somebody back for a second. Whether it's Courtney or a homeboy, or
Hmm.
it's Lila coming back for Edward, and she gets out the wheelchair and they go, I'm a mess. I'm a total puddle. Just like I buy it. I buy into it. But I guess because we don't have her, they didn't even do like a we only see her hands, or they didn't do any of that stuff. They just
No.
kind of they made a choice. I mean, it's not a bad choice, but they made a choice. Like, okay, I guess that's the
Would you
deal.
rather have seen just like two body doubles from the rear of like Alan coming back from Monica?
I would have, yes. Or AJ. Remember, there was at one point there was AJ and Elizabeth and Emily came back. They took Alan, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was a sucker for it. I'm a sucker. Only on soaps can you do that. You almost wish if I die, my brother Max will come get me and say, "Come on, James, let's go, let's go." Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm a sucker for that. It's a
Well,
soap
you
thing.
don't know, James. It might happen.
I mean, that's in real life, yes, but even on the show. Oh, on the show. Well, I guess. I mean, is she bagged? I don't know where she's in the hospital somewhere. I go. She's in the morgue. Is she in the morgue? I don't know where
Yeah.
she is.
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm okay with flashbacks. We're definitely going to get our fill this coming week. We'll get Monica's funeral this coming week. We'll get, a lot of good content. So, there's
No.
more to come. And we hear there's more surprises to come as well.
Yes.
You know,
They
Who
do.
knows?
life
You,
Yeah.
does not end with Monica's passing.
No, and we also have. She's already filming right now. The wonderful six-time Emmy-winning actress who played Victoria Lord Buchanan et al. Uh, it's Erica Slezak. So, and she's related to this somehow too.
you don't know, James. It could be we're like the next week or so we're at the crypt, and then we pull out from the
That's
crypt, and
true.
then we just see in the foreground just the backs of Edward, Lila,
I
Monica, Alan, Emily.
I'll be a mess. I'll be a mess. I'll be a mess. I will. I have tissues right. I'll be a mess. I'll be a mess. If they do
Look,
that, I'll take it.
yeah, no one, yeah, there's gonna be so many emotions this week. Monica was related to so many people, touched so many people's lives. Grab your tissues, folks. It's gonna be a week.
Wally's been through it. Can we give Wally a vacation for his anniversary? He's earned it.
Ugh,
I'm a
yeah.
sucker for it too, James. Yes. I don't think Monica's death's going to change Drew. Well, he told him, so he found out. Elizabeth told him. Elizabeth, shut up. Got
Yeah.
something to tell you. He just run his mouth. He's like, shut up. And then
Look,
he
I'll
shut up.
allow him to be at the funeral for Scout's sake, but he better keep his mouth shut.
I know. I know. I know. Emily come back. I know that'd be great to have Emily come back.
Mhm.
They say someone unexpected shows up on Friday.
Mhm.
Okay. What if Erica is Vaughn's mother? Oh yeah, Elizabeth did call Jake. She called Jake.
She called Jake to let him know. Yeah.
That was called. Okay. I wonder if he'll come back.
Maybe.
Yeah, I
No.
wonder if he'll come back. I won't. But yeah, she did call Jake. So yeah. Oh yeah. Carly, when she finds out, her and Monica had a very tenuous relationship over the years.
Yeah.
I'll be very curious to see what her reaction is to that. It'll be good, but it'll be interesting. So it'll be very interesting. And the grandkids, how are they going to tell the grandkids? Are they going to do the whole thing? Are they going to tell? I don't know how they're going to do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's good, kids. We're gonna. I guess that's it. We're gonna end it around here. It's like wow, 75 minutes. You did it. And the time for you. You can take time between your shows.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll see me in half an hour, folks.
You'll see it in half an hour on these days. But thanks for coming. You're welcome back anytime. You gotta come out. You gotta come out again.
Yay. Thank you.
I know, but so it was great. Tell them where they can follow you if they want to follow you.
So you can follow me on Twitter because I refuse to call it anything else, and Instagram at Tia323 Araceli.
I still call it Twitter too. Frank Moran, Frank.
At Happy Go Jackie.
Always. There you go, kids. Superman is now on. I just saw right now. It's on HBO Max. So I'm gonna watch it. Try to watch it tonight, Frank.
Nice. Gonna watch it with your brother?
Yeah, he wants to see it. Yeah, he wants me to see it with him. So I'm gonna watch it, and then you said Peacemaker. I gotta watch episode 1, right?
There you go.
Okay, so we'll do that. I said Frank told me. Frank told me to do it. Frank told me to do it.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it.
You'll do it. Folks, I'm James Lott Jr., of course. We'll be here next week for our 10-year anniversary. Surprises abound are coming. So it should be a good time. Plus, it's going to be a good week to talk about General. It'll be another good week to talk about General. So we're going to, the first week we started, it was the comments that Nancy Lee Graham made at the Emmys, about the women's. That's how we started 10 years ago. And now we're coming back 10 years with a big storyline of a matriarch that's, left the building. So I'm very excited about that. Everyone, please be careful out there. If it's raining, crazy, whatever, stay dry. If it's hot, please be careful. Make sure you watch your pet's paws. I always say it all the time. The little paws, be careful when they're out there in the heat. And we will see you next week. Bye. 1 second. 1 second.